people are able to keep their cool and calm in situations that can be so crazy and so upsetting for so many people. It's truly a skill to see the glass half full most of the time, especially in today's world when there's so many upsetting things going on around the world. And it can really dim someone's mood, and it can be as simple as the weather being gloomy, the weather being dull outside. I know me, I guess seasonal depression. I love when it's a nice and sunny day outside and like the bright sun and the fruit, and then it hits me with the rain the next day and I'm like, can you let me live? Can I live? But with time I started to understand that just being unbothered and just magnetic, it has more to do with how much you're able to be there for yourself. And that's what I want to talk about today, is how to remain unbothered and yet magnetic to any situation that may come your way, because you're more than that. You're more than just this situation that you're experiencing now. And how to move past that in a healthy way, how to transmute your negative emotions that you feel into something positive, into something that will actually help you grow. And to re-experience as neutral, it's the meaning you give to it. Let's get straight to it. Oh my gosh, you guys, welcome back to another video. This is the second episode on this podcast. I am so excited to have you back, and thank you so much for all the love and support. Thank you so much for all the love and support. You guys have been so sweet and so supportive on this journey, and I will continue to bring you your content every week. So yeah, I want to start by just saying grace is a beautiful shade on a pretty face, and it's one of my cutest little quotes to go by, because I genuinely think grace changed my life at one point. Like being in that teenage years of like the rage and the, oh my gosh, she did this and then he said this and I can't believe it, like especially in your younger ages. And a lot of things at that time can seem bigger than they actually are. There's gonna be so many times in your life, especially from like the point you're born and the point you have friends and the point you have any sort of relationship with a different individual, there are going to be points you guys have disagreements. There's going to be points that you feel like you were done wrong. That is a universal experience. So being able to forgive and move on can be one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself and your own spirit. And I remember just thinking like, there's no way I'm letting people have this much power over my essence and my peace. You shouldn't be letting the miserableness and the ugliness get to you, because there's a lot of that in this world. But as long as you know that it has nothing to do with you, and more times than not it's a reflection of them, you're able to move forward in a way that it doesn't actually weigh down on your spirit, it doesn't weigh down on your vibration, and you're able to grow and breathe even through those situations. Because at the end of the day, anger is more of a self-punishment than it is doing anything for the person that you're upset at. No one should have the power to trigger you to that extent, to where you act so aside from yourself, you're so distraught and you just can't function the same. No one should have that much power over you. Not every situation has to blow up into a TMZ level dramatic event. Like, I know I had to say this to myself, because girl, yeah, some of those situations I really do wish I handled them better. But I mean, with time you learn to understand that people are not just like one side of the spectrum. Like, people will always be somewhere in the middle. No one is entirely good or bad, including yourself. So learning to forgive yourself and others for the actions that may progress means that you're able to give everyone a level of grace, to where their actions don't become something you take personally. Their actions can just be something, decide whether you want to interact with it or not, and you're able to move forward from it. You understand that while they may not be exactly what you wanted them to be, and it can be disappointing and upsetting, and that's perfectly fine, but letting that completely weigh you down when you're young pretty too much of a trade, really. Because I experienced my emotions very deeply, and I know a lot of people do too, that this isn't actually a reflection of you or a reflection of anything, really. People make mistakes. We're all individuals, we're all humans. Like, the depth is what makes us humans, and life on earth is characterized by the fact that you can experience something so horribly disturbing, like the death of a loved one and the birth of someone that you love so dearly for the rest of your life, all in the same space of time. That duality of good and bad is what really characterizes our human experience. Let experiences just be experiences. Don't let them be like defining moments of your entire mood. No one should have the ability to crush that. No one should be able to take that away from you. 'Cause before all the betrayal and before all the heartbreak, a lot of us were just really loving and kind-hearted and people. And I think maintaining that good spirit and being kind and loving despite what people do is essential to your spirit. You choosing the high route, as hard as it may be, sometimes can be the only step and the only thing between you and a blessing. Like, choosing that for yourself, choosing that for your circumstances, like choosing yourself and being like, I'm not letting this get in my way, and I wish them well truly, but I cannot deal with this and this is upsetting, and that's okay. Let yourself feel your emotions. This isn't a video where I tell you how to suppress them. Do feel your emotions. It's okay to feel upset. It's okay to get through situations and feel things, but letting that completely change your mood and letting that completely take over you is too expensive of a trade. Especially if the trade means you're trading your ability to be kind and loving. It's not worth it. It never will be. If you're only loving to the people that do well by you, and you're only loving to the people that love you and are there for you and support you, but you retract that lovingness to your enemies and to these people that seem like they're against you in the moment, you can choose that, then really, are you loving? Moving on from a situation doesn't even have to be you going to them and yelling at them and sending them paragraphs and paragraphs, because I know some of us do that to this day. Save yourself the time and energy, really. You can move on quietly. You don't need to cut this person off and be like, I'm done with you, get out of my face. You can quietly do that. You can choose yourself and be like, I know the truth about this person. You don't need to go scream it in their face. You can tell them how you feel, absolutely. Like, you can tell them, this upset me and I don't appreciate this, and if they continue to do that, well, then they clearly don't respect you, and you don't need to be in any situation or a relationship that doesn't respect you. Relationships should be, and whatever it may be, friendships, relationships, anything should be built off of a level of respect and a level of understanding and consideration, that if you feel like you're upheld and it's not being returned, then you're in all right to retract your energy, because you shouldn't ever have to be in a situation where you're pouring in and you're draining yourself to keep something alive and they're not doing the same thing for you. That's just gonna drain you, and it should be an exchange. And I remember reading this post, and it was like it was a story about a girl, and she had a car. It was old, but she was still cute, and she had one of them collectible type of cars. She goes to her local mechanic and they tell her they'll give her $200 for the car. And she goes home, she tells her father. The father sits there and tells her, go to a different place and ask around and see what you can find out, and go to places where you will get your money's worth. She goes and she keeps exploring. She visits all these different mechanics, she meets these people, and she's trying to sell her car. Eventually she finds a place that they pay her hundreds and thousands of dollars for her car because it's a collectible. If your value is not being recognized in a room, learn to do what the girl did. Learn to find a place where you are prioritized. Learn to find a place that You are respected. You don't need to fight for it in a friendship or a relationship or anything for that matter. You don't need to fight for basic respect. You don't need to fight for things like that. You should be given it, especially if it's standard you've preset. You just need to remove yourself from that situation, because not every place is for you, and that's perfectly fine. But you will find a place that is 100% for you. You will find a place that you're prioritized and loved and seen, and you don't need to fight for these things, and you can remain unbothered by the people that continue to talk no matter what you do. You deserve that much. You're worth it. You deserve healthy, happy relationships, healthy, happy environments, and safe environments without all the shit. Quite frankly, people are always gonna have something to say. There's a lot of people's support is subjective, and it can change with time. So sometimes I've heard rumors about myself that I'm like, wow, that's creative, and it's actually quite funny and exciting to me, because it's like, I want to see what you guys can come up with, because a lot of the times it's really just a misunderstanding, and a lot of the times people assume they know you when they don't. So you're probably doing something right. That should be exhilarating. Any PR is good PR, my love. Even for other people, as long as you understand the type of individual they are, or you understand their character and the behaviors they frequent with, whether you like them or not, it will make a difference in your interactions with them, because you're able to detach that getting so riled up and so upset over, when you understand that these actions are frequent to the individual. You deserve to be treated right. You deserve the respect. You deserve the communication. You deserve the trust. And if you've told people this is what I will and will not abide by, and they continue to do it, then you just have to let them go. They don't need to be in your life. They don't need to be in your immediate circle where they have that ability to affect you so deeply. You just need to let them be. You can love them from a distance. And I've always said that just because I cut people off doesn't mean I don't want to see them do well. I still hope and I wish the best for them, truly. Just not at my table. A lot of the times when you feel like you've been done wrong, it is very easy to want revenge and pour yourself into lowering his vibration, and pour yourself into making this person feel how you felt, because you feel as though that will bring you the justice you deserve out of the situation, or going out and doing something that can hurt this person right back. Unfortunately. As much as revenge can feel exhilarating as a kid, revenge takes up a lot of your energy. And all you need to know is that in this world, when people do you wrong and people are nasty and ugly to you, is that God don't play about his children. It's really hard to believe that in today's world, because you see all these people in big successful places that truly can be just horrible and nasty people, yet they live the lives that a lot of good people deserve. And you see a lot of good people struggle and suffer. And I know I find myself asking the same question at times. It's like, why do the nice people suffer? Why is it that the kind-hearted person gets hurt? Things in life, even if you don't see it now, 5 years down the line, you're gonna look back and be like, wow, that situation, as hurtful and horrible as it was, really shaped me into the individual I am today. That's one of the most beautiful parts of this, is that you're able to look back, you're able to gain something. There's always a silver lining to every cloud. Genuinely, as hard as it might seem to be able to recognize that, to be able to see that in the moment, there's always a silver lining to the cloud. The best part is that every situation and every experience inherently is neutral. It's the meaning you give to it. You can choose for the situation to be beneficial and something good that happened to you, or you can choose it to break you and be something that destroyed you. But surely there's a duality to it. At the end of the day, everyone, they will reap what they sow. Whether it is now or later on, they will reap what they sow. Whether you see it or not, they will reap what they sow. Energy has a way of getting back to you. It's radiant energy of just loving and being expressive. That's what you're going to attract back. But if you're in an energy of being ugly and just doing nasty things, well, that's just gonna come right back to you. But the decision remains with you. First time it could be a mistake, the next time it's a decision that you make for yourself. It's very easy to reciprocate something if you're getting it from someone else, but the true power and the true skill to be loving regardless, you're in a vibration of love. You attract love, you attract abundance, you attract beautiful, happy things. When you just reside in that energy of love, that's telling you the secret to just feeling great all the time and remaining unbothered, is choosing to reside in that energy and not letting things and people and situations that are really just momentary bring you down to a level that you do not want to reside at. And that level of showing up for yourself means that that's what you're going to attract. You're going to attract people that see you for who you are, see what you like and see what you deserve through the way you treat yourself. That when people don't come with the same energy, they stop at the door because they know they're not going to be accepted in that room. Hold that grace, get pretty, get educated, get that job, and get to your next step, because it's really not worth your time. And you should just continue to be and love and just be free, because you're alive and well, so you're still fully autonomous to be exactly who you want to be. Thank you so much for joining me in another one of our conversations. I am so glad we had this conversation, and I genuinely think this is one of my favorite topics, because this is one of my more recent moves towards self-improvement. Grace has truly changed my life, and I hope being unbothered and magnetic changes yours, because next week we'll have another topic to discuss about. And yeah, see you then. Stay disgustingly prosperous. Bye.